So welcome to my video once again. So in this video I'll explain you what is latitude and what is longitude. So latitudes and longitudes, they are nothing but they are just an imaginary lines. They are imaginary lines. They are imaginary lines. That means they actually they do not exist on earth in real, but we can find these lines only on the maps and globes. So it means if you if you see these latitudes and longitude lines on the globe, then it doesn't mean that it really exists on the earth. So that's why I'm calling it is an imaginary line. They are measured in degree. So these lines are measured in degree. The value given after measuring the longitude and latitude is degree. So both longitude and latitudes are helpful to determine the time of place. So with the help of longitude and latitude. So there are many reasons why we need latitude and longitudinal lines. So the reason is that with the help of latitude and with the help of longitude, we can locate any place very accurately if we know the longitudinal and latitudinal value of the place. So equator. So equator is also one of the latitudinal line. So all the vertical lines which is drawn on the globe, they are called latitudes. All the vertical lines which is drawn on the globe, they are called latitudes, and all the horizontal lines which is drawn on the globe from North Pole to South Pole, they are called longitudes. So equator is one of the longitudinal lines. Equator is perpendicular to axis of the earth. Equator divides the earth into two equal halves. Equator divides the earth into two equal halves. So you all can see equator out here, whose degree is 0 degree. So this equator divides our planet Earth into two equal halves. The upper half is known as northern hemisphere and the lower half is known as southern hemisphere. These two halves are very equal. Northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, they are equal. Most locations across the equator experiences constantly high temperature throughout the year. So most of the places, so this is equator, most of the places or most of the areas which is nearby to equator and which is across the equator, so those places experiences high temperature throughout the year. Those places which is near to equator or which is across the equator, those places experiences high temperature throughout the year. This is because they receive direct sunlight from the sun throughout the year. Latitudes are imaginary circles which are perpendicular to equator. Latitudes are imaginary circles which are perpendicular to equator. Latitudes are also known as parallels. Latitudes are also known as parallels. Latitudes specifies north and south position of a location on the globe. Latitudes specifies north and south position of a location on a globe. So we can see latitudes and longitudes line on a globe, and with the help of latitudes we can specify the north position and south position of a place. This is how it happens. Okay, so the latitudes, the equator, one of the latitudes, equator divides the earth into two equal half. Upper half is known as northern hemisphere and lower half is known as southern hemisphere. The latitudinal line, which is in the northern hemisphere, is indicated by the letter N. The latitudinal lines, which is in the southern hemisphere, is indicated by the letter S, which means south. So in this manner we can know the north and south position of any place. Now longitude. They are imaginary lines that runs from North Pole to South Pole. Longitudes are imaginary lines which runs from North Pole to South Pole. Longitudes are imaginary lines which runs from North Pole to South Pole. This is North Pole and this is South Pole. So longitudes are lines which runs from North Pole to South Pole. And keep it in mind that all the longitudinal lines are equal in length, but the latitudinal lines are not equal in length. Longitudinal lines are equal in length. All latitudinal lines are not equal in length. They specify east and west direction of a location on a globe. Unlike latitudes, length of longitudes are equal. There is a longitude known as prime meridian whose degree is 0 degree. So out of many longitudinal lines, one of the longitudinal line is prime meridian. This middle line, the middle one longitudinal line is known as prime meridian, whose degree is 0 degree. The prime meridian is a longitudinal line that divides the earth into two equal halves. The eastern part, the eastern half is known as eastern hemisphere and the western half is known as western hemisphere. So longitudinal lines which is in the eastern hemisphere is indicated by the letter E, which means east, and the longitudinal lines which is in the western hemisphere is indicated by the letter W, which means west. So in this manner, with the help of longitude, we can know the east and west position of any place. There is a longitude known as prime meridian whose degree is 0 degree. The prime meridian divides the earth into two equal halves again. Western part is known as western hemisphere and eastern part is known as eastern hemisphere. The count of longitude starts from prime meridian. The prime meridian passes through the place known as Greenwich, which is in London, England. Locations are especially needed to longitudes are especially needed to measure time. Longitudes are needed to measure the time. There are so now I will make you understand the relation between longitude and time. So longitude is especially needed to measure the time of any place. So first of all, I would like to make you clear that there are two type of time. Number one type of time is local time, and number two type of time is standard time. So what is local time? The local time of any place is measured with the help of position of the sun in respect to particular place. The position of the sun in respect to particular place determines the local time. Local time is measured with the position of the sun. That means, for example, when the sun is overhead, exactly overhead of a place, then the time of that place will be 12 noon, 12 o'clock. So now standard time. It is a uniform time fixed by each country, and that time is followed by the all place of particular country. So standard time is a time which is fixed by a country, and that time is followed by all the country, all the places of the country. Say for example, India have a one standard time. That means 82°30' east longitude is standard meridian time of India. So unlike standard time, standard time is followed by all the places of a country. For example, India's standard time is 82°30' east longitude. This standard time is followed by all the people of different place of a country, India. So why do we need standard time? We need standard time because for many purposes, like for example, if we need to cut a ticket for the train, then the local time will not work at that particular time. We need a standard time, in fact, because as per the local time in Sikkim is different from the time in Goa. The local time of Goa and Sikkim is different. So because of that, there will be many problems regarding the booking of train, airplanes, meetings, and so on. So therefore, one exact time is needed by the whole country, which should be followed by the people of the whole country, and that time is known as a standard time. The standard time of India is 82°30' east longitude. So the local time of above meridian as regarded as the standard time of India and is followed by all the state of India. So above longitude 82 degree 30 minute is longitude passes through various states like Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa and Chhattisgarh. 82 degree 30 minute east longitude passes through several states like Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, Chhattisgarh. The earth rotates 360 degree in 24 hours. In 1 hour the earth rotates 15 degree, and in 4 minutes earth rotates 4 degree. In 1 minute earth rotates 4 degree. In 1 minute earth rotates 4 degree. In 1 hour earth rotates 15 degree.